Today I'm out here on this 2025 Honda ADV 160 to take it on its first ride. Now, I've never ridden this thing before, but after today's video, I should have a much better idea of what this little scooter is all about. You guys stick around to the end of the video and I'll let you know if it's a purchase or a pass. I'm Chase on Two Wheels. Welcome to a first ride. I regret to inform you that the Honda ADV 160 will only let you crank it up if it has the kickstand down. This clearly means we cannot do a sound check, but it is also a scooter, and what did you expect it to sound like? Speaking of sounds, what sounds awesome is when you have a Pack Talk Pro Cardo on your helmet, because your music is so freaking sick. Discount code right there. Thank you, Cardo. Love you long time. Let's find out what the scooter's all about. So guys, that's what it looks like and that's what it sounds like. Now, before we get going, we need to thank the sponsor of this episode, and that is my favorite motorcycle phone mount, even though we're on a scooter, but that is Quad Lock. I only trust Quad Lock for my phone mounts on the bikes I'm riding. And on the ADV 160 here, we have the handlebar clamp. That goes into this little pivoting ball, which you can tighten or loosen. So that way, if you want it in the middle, cool. If you want it over here, you just loosen it up and you can move it around. This is the thing I'm using mostly these days, because sometimes you want your phone here, but something happens and you want to move it around. I like having the flexibility of that. And then of course that goes into the locking part, which matches with your phone, and all you gotta do is put it on, rotate it a little bit, boom, there it is, locked on. And that's all you gotta do, guys. Thank you, Quad Lock, for sponsoring this video. If you guys wanted to get a discount on a Quad Lock for yourself, got a link in the description. Check it out and you're welcome. Easily the best phone case on the market. But let's get this video going. All right, guys, I don't get to do scooters that often, so today is a pretty exciting day for me, honestly, because I think this thing is awesome. Let's get the kickstand up. It is a wireless ignition system, so I've got the keys in my pocket and I just rotate that and it gets going. You guys can see we got a little dash here, we got plenty of gas, and now that the kickstand's up, it will allow me to crank the scooter up, which is cool. I don't really know what you're supposed to do if you want to warm the scooter up, so you can't keep it running, because, like, watch, it dies. So strange, right? So we do have a CVT on this thing, which means there's no clutch. These are only brakes, and you just rev it and you go, which is why we couldn't do a sound check, of course. Anyway, I'm 5'10", got a 32-inch inseam, and as you guys can see, very bent legs on this very light little scooter. And we do have an adjustable windscreen. We just pull these out and we can pull it up. We'll go with the less air option, give you guys the best audio quality we possibly can. And with all that said, I think we get going. Mirrors look okay now. Off we are. I gotta say, guys, I know you're probably watching this and be like,
bro, we don't give a shit about a scooter.
But here's the thing. I was in Mountain one day just kind of walking around like a dude, trying to seeing what stuff they have available. And I came across this scooter that I saw dual Showa rear shocks. And I'm like, bro, I have to ride that. And that has led us to today. Also, guys, if you're fans of the channel and you don't want to miss anything we do, we have a email newsletter that we're doing these days. If you want to get updates on what we have going on around the channel, we only email out one time a week. And you can sign up for that in the description down below and never miss anything we do, because, you know, YouTube is so good about letting you guys know when we post videos. All right, my friends, it is a first ride. Let's talk about body position, which is going to be totally different on a scooter. So as you guys can see, my legs are out in front of me, almost a 90-degree angle in my knees, and a very comfortable position on the lower half. I will say the seat has a couple hot spots in it, so I wish the seat was maybe a little softer. And then my upper half is directly upright. My arms are just draped down, and my handlebars my hands are just barely in front of me. What's interesting is right before I was going to ride this bike, a taller gentleman was about to, he was actually test riding it before he bought it. He was about 6'2", and he was telling me he ended up not grabbing this, which I lucked out with, but he didn't grab it because he didn't fit on it. He said he needed the handlebars a little farther forward. So you guys know I'm 5'10", and my hands are kind of pushed back a little bit, so I wouldn't call this a crunched up body position. It's very comfortable for me, other than the couple hot spots in the seat. But based on that information from that gentleman, I will say if you're a taller person, you might not be able to do this bike or scooter, whatever. We're going to call it a bike because I'm just used to calling things bikes. But needless to say, I think the body position is comfortable as a 5'10" normal sized dude. So let's talk about what's powering the ADV160, and that is Honda's actually 157, so we're embellishing 3 cc's. It's Honda's 157cc single, which is good for around 15, almost 16 horsepower and 11 foot-pounds of torque. And keep in mind, my friends, it is a scooter. It is not a high-powered motorcycle. This thing is not supposed to rip your arms off, but in a city setting, as you can see, I have no problem whipping it around things, which is where this thing is made for. From what I understand, it does have a top speed of 70 miles an hour, so technically I could get on the highway, but we will be taking it on our low cc bike route today. So no highway, just a heads up. I love the CVT. I love launching off the line and not having to give a shit about a clutch. So Honda calls this the ADV160, and it has those cool Showa dual suspension in the rear. But realistically, I don't think people are gonna buy this and go do ADV stuff with it. You know what? Let me know in the comments if you would want to see a video like that. And we've got a good connection with Honda. I wonder if they'd let me borrow one to go test it out to do ADV stuff with. That would be that would be interesting. Ferrari knows how to make a beautiful car. That is what we know. I love the fact that I'm sitting here at a red light on a scooter gawking at the Ferraris. You have to know all the salesmen in the showroom are like,
Look, scooter boy, you don't need to be looking at us.
You don't need to be looking, like, I can't even afford to look in that direction. Now, while this bike might not be an actual ADV bike, I think the reason Honda is calling it the ADV160 is because of that updated, like that dual rear suspension. It's got a much more aggressive and ADV styling to it. And that's the main reason I even wanted to do a first ride on this, because one, I'm Chase on 2 wheels. I should be able to ride anything on 2 wheels. And if this thing got me excited on the showroom floor, I figured it might get a lot of you excited out there as well. Scooters have a level of convenience to them that I don't think should be understated. Like, motorcycles are one thing, but if you literally live in a city or you have a very short commute to the city where you work, dude, a scooter could be awesome. And I think that's why I get excited about this. And very specifically, there's one thing about scooters that I think most of us motorcycle riders can't stand. And that aspect is, of course, the looks. Now, looks-wise, I'm specifically talking about the Suzuki Bergman style. The vast majority of us motorcycle riders would not be caught dead on a Bergman, even though they're very comfortable. But as you guys can see from the camera car footage, I don't feel like this thing looks like a scooter. Are my legs up front and I'm in a scooter position? Yes. Does it have a CVT transmission so I don't have to shift? Yes. But it's got these cool angular looks, and the headlights actually remind me of a Kawasaki Z900. So I think Honda might be onto something with giving us what we expect out of a scooter, but in a cool looking platform, because scooters just don't seem to have taken off in the US like they have in other countries. And I think that's because us in the US, one, we have a lot of highways, so the scooter needs to be able to handle the highway, but I think it's the looks, because, like, dude, I'm gonna be honest, Bergmans just don't do it for me. But the looks of this thing, I'm totally sold on it. So that allows me to get on it and just appreciate the creature comforts of this thing. You know, the CVT, the comfortable body position that I can just get on and rip it. And I love that it doesn't have a key. It really minimizes the effort to just jump on this thing, twist a knob, and get going. And if I'm riding around town, bro, this thing's got plenty of power. I guess that's a good point. Let's go into city performance on the ADV160. And like I said earlier, this is not going to rip your face off with power, but as you guys can see, I have plenty of power to pass police officers on the street in a scooter. And I've never gotten in a point so far on the ADV160 where I'm like, oh no, this is not safe, I need more power. This thing has been solid in the power department as I scoot through traffic. And the thing that is matched so well with the amount of power that it has is the weight. This thing weighs less than 300 pounds. So it literally just, you just think about going in a direction and it just, whoop, it just flops into that direction, and I absolutely love it. We can actually get in this lane because we're going on our scooter route today. I'm really happy with the brakes. I don't know if it's because I got levers and I get a better feel on the brakes here, but I feel like this thing can stop on a dime. The thing I'll note about the power is it does feel like it needs a little more torque, just a tiny bit, because right now, even if I give it full throttle, there's a little bit of a wind up period to the power, and it takes a second to it start really going and start feeling that power. So that's the only thing that I would like to see change. Like if I could have a bit more power. So like, I know there's a couple 300cc scooters. Bro, an ADV 300 would be absolutely sick. But we're on the 160, so that's what we're talking about. Now, I am going to be doing a acceleration test in a few minutes. Once we get a little bit later in the video, we have a little spot that we can do an acceleration test. So instead of the normal 40 to 80 pull, we're going to be doing a, let's call it 20 to 40. That way we just drop it down by 20 miles per hour, and most scooters and low CC bikes should be able to handle that. There is something to be said about the ease of riding of this that makes it so nice in the city. I guess that's because I can just solely focus on what's going on around me because there's less stuff to focus on. There's not a clutch and all that kind of stuff. I think that's what makes this thing so easy to ride. I am feeling a hot spot like right here. That's the only thing that's uncomfortable so far on the bike. Getting it going downhill and it has no acceleration problems. I've noticed that when I ride a scooter around, there is just a sense of like, it's all right, I don't really care. I think that might be the allure of the scooter. It just allows you to enjoy yourself. You're comfortable. You don't really mind. I don't know what my ground clearance is, so I keep leaning the bike over and I'm like, am I leaning too far? Bro, that suspension. Did you guys just see that bump? That car's not gonna go right. Okay. I can really tell that this suspension is doing a lot of work. I don't ride a ton of scooters, but I have other bikes that I've ridden where the suspension is less than stellar, and this suspension is just soaking up bumps. If I had to ride like downtown or something where the roads are atrocious, bro, I would have to have something like this. Coming to a stop and getting your legs off the bike too is so nice. Just a super easy transition to the ground. And you really only need one foot because of how light it is. You know, one of the things I just noticed, not only is this bike super light, but the gas tank is right here. Like, that's the gas. That's probably why it feels like it does, because not only is it super light, but the weight is focused down low. That's got to be what's making this thing feel so easily to move back and forth. Like, what? Us riding a scooter around back roads should not be this enjoyable. I am loving this. Dude, this thing's only $4,500. Do you know how much shenanigans you can get into? Oh my goodness gracious. People are gonna see a scooter just hauling ass past. ABS? Nice, we love it. Oh, bro. Y'all need to try a scooter out for sure. I love this thing. God, they got the balance right too. I can literally just stop moving with no problem. So that was a situation where I could see the scooter not being a really great bike to have. If you do a lot of like pulling out into traffic and you need to get going quickly, that is one of the downfalls of the bike, because you know it's going to take that time to get going. Like I said, with only 15 horsepower and 11 foot-pounds of torque, you're gonna find yourself being like, come on baby, let's go, 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 go. But if you have the time to like get it up to speed, it's got no problem. I'm really curious what speed I can get it up to. I feel like I shouldn't be riding a scooter around like this, but also I find myself not being able to not. Bro, the steering lock too. Holy shit, look at this. You can almost do a 0-point turn. That's hilarious. It helps the maneuverability though. All right, guys, this is the road we're gonna get to do our 20 to 40 pull on. I don't remember where because I haven't done this route very often, but we're gonna find a flat spot and we're gonna go from 20 to 40 and see how long it takes. Let's go, ADV160. Okay, it's cool. Yeah, the road does like this and then gets flat up top, so we're gonna do it up there. We're gonna go ahead and get in that thing. God, I love just going side to side on this thing. I would love to ride one of these around downtown Atlanta and just get a vibe for the suspension and then take it off road promptly. No cars behind, right? Because we got to go up this hill and then we can do the 20 to 40. See, I got all these people thinking I'm a slow scooter boy. Just wait till I blow past them. We might do a top speed run right here. You know what? Nay, we will do a top speed run. Hold on. Here we go, boys. All right. Let's find out how fast a 2025 Honda ADV 160 can go from 40 miles or 20 miles an hour to 40 miles an hour and beyond. On your mark, get set, go. Full tuck, full pin, and 40. Oh, we're not stopping. We're not stopping. I got the windshield in the highest position. Apparently, I've been told it's 70. Let's find out together. We got 60. We got 60. Oh, is that a truck cop? Is that a cop truck? Truck cop truck? Oh, we got a hill, so it's cheating, but we don't care. All right, we're still good. We're still good. 66. I just want to get to 70. I just want to get to 70. I will feel accomplished if I get to 70. Come on, ADV. Oh, we got a hill. We got a hill. Oh, we need this green. We need this green so bad. Oh, it's a red. No. I wasn't even able to look. Oh, I got the green, but there's traffic. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. You guys have to let me know. What was the highest speed we got out to? Was it 67? Wait, how much time do I got? Can I still go for it? Can I still go for it? Oh, he's going for it. Oh, I'm 100% going for it. I'm going for the 70. That car almost ran off the road. All right. Excuse me, guy. We got 70 to hit. All right, we have to get this green light, and it is going to come in tight, fam. 67, 68. Come on. Come on. Tight turn, 67. We're not making it past that. Alrighty, the fun is over. Shutting it down. 67 miles an hour was the most I can get. Let me come back. Let me lose some pounds. Let me come back and try again. I'm not gonna lie, that was exhilarating. That was authentically exhilarating. This is what people mean. It is so much more fun to ride a slow bike fast than a fast bike slow. On a small bike, I have had the throttle pin for 5 to 10 seconds now, and I'm okay. And this is great. The suspension's actually fantastic. And I get the pure adrenaline of getting all the way up to 67 miles an hour, which doesn't sound like a lot, but I promise you it feels like it on this. I'm actually impressed with the stability of this thing at 68. Holy shit, 68? Can we get to 69? Can we? That would be amazing. We're not going to be able to. Bro, pinning it into a turn. I love it. Oh my god, scooters are awesome. Suspension solid. The power, it takes a minute to get you going, but it's fine. It's totally good. You get an adjustable windscreen. Bro, the brakes are far better than they have any right to be. Dude, What a great little scooter. That actually looks cool. Oh, we got some major bumps up here, so we'll really be able to put the suspension to the test up here. So let's talk about the controls. There's not a ton to talk about. Holy crap. Oh, we got stop traffic and whew, we got everything the scooter needs to be able to do. This road sucks right now with all this construction, and this scooter is handling it fine. I love the suspension now, and I love that it's on a scooter. Let's talk about the controls up here. There's not a ton to talk about, and it's, you know, very Honda-esque. Do you guys think I can make it through all this? You know I can. Is there a cop? Oh, the car's gonna go. If that car didn't go, I would have scooted past all these people. But yeah, let's talk about the controls up here. Very Honda, very big buttons. Not a lot of buttons because there's not a lot of stuff to do. Over here, we've got the high beam, low beam. We have the horn, and we have the turn signal. All of the buttons are very big, very easy to get to. I have noticed a couple times I've gone to turn off the turn signal and I didn't click it in all the way, I guess, and I've left my blinker on. This specifically happened a few times during our camera car run, and I was like, I could have swore I hit the blinker. So I don't know, maybe a slight adjustment on the blinker there, but could also be a user error potentially. Levers are fine. They're blacked out. They're not really adjustable, but I've had no problem using them, and I like the angle of them. I feel like I can get a really good grasp on them, especially using them the brake. So that's been awesome. Next up over here, we have our kill switch, we have our crank, and we have our hazard. And then down here, you will find the switch. Going up will open your fuel cap, and going down will open your seat, where you have under seat storage. Kind of a big deal with scooters is you have under seat storage that you can utilize, and this one has a decent amount of space down there. And then you have the on switch right there, which only activates once you have the wireless key close enough. And then you guys will notice a little switch gear up here. That is what you use to control the little LCD screen. The LCD screen, it feels normal Honda to me, nothing fancy, no TFT stuff, but it works and it shows you a decent amount of information, so it's fine. I don't really care about the LCD screen for some reason on this bike. I think it's just because I'm having such a good time riding it around. I don't really care. And because it's a lower CC scooter, if I'm gonna be honest, I don't really care how fast I'm going, which is, could be a good thing, could be a bad thing, don't really know. My most fun position on this bike is throttle pinned and doing like this, like going around stuff or weaving in and out of traffic. That is peak enjoyment on the ADV160 to me. So guys, I guess the final thing we need to talk about is...
Alright guys, for the chase score on the ADV160, we're going to start with throttle response. And even though it's a scooter, I think it needs a bit more power to hit on the initial throttle, so I got to give it a 3 for the throttle response. Agility-wise, with this being a scooter, it's crazy nimble, so I have no choice but to give it a 9 for agility. Now, in the grand scheme of motorcycles, the brakes are probably terrible, but in this package, I have no problem with them at all, which is why they're getting a 5 from me. For acceleration, I don't think I'm going to shock anyone, but it's getting a 2. Now, when it comes to suspension, the dual rear Showa shocks was the thing that even caught my eye in the dealership, so it's getting a 6 here, which I think is a pretty high score for a scooter. Now, comfort-wise, I'm going to give it a 7. This could have easily been a higher score if it wasn't for those couple hot spots that I felt on the seat. Tech-wise, there isn't much to talk about, but I do really like the keyless entry, so because of that, we'll give it a 3. When it comes to ease of use, there's not many more easier things than a scooter, especially a Honda scooter, so this one's getting a 9 from me. Versatility wise, I can't really see using this outside of a city or maybe light off-roading, so I can only really give it a 3 for this. Now, the amount of fun that you're able to have on such a small, cost-effective scooter cannot be understated here, so I gotta give it an 8 for the fun for money. Once you tally all of those scores up, the ride is gonna be getting a total score of 25, while the usability is gonna get a total score of 30, and that is giving the ADV160 a total chase score of 55.
Now, as you guys know, this first ride would not be possible without Mountain Motorsports, the dealership I started this video at. They are the ones that provided this bike, and if you want to check those guys out, We have a bike provided by, link in the description down below. Make sure to give them some love and let them know you appreciate letting us borrow their motorcycles so we can bring you guys these reviews. If you got to this point in the video, you obviously enjoyed it. Make sure to hit that like button and share this video out with somebody that you would love to ride around on an ADV 160 and have a hell of a good time with. Guys, I'm Chaseontwowheels. I have a first ride playlist if you guys want to watch more first rides that we've done. I appreciate you watching this video. You guys ride safe out there, and I'll see you on the next one. Later.